All right, what is going on? It's been a while since I've made a video like this. Really, since I've been on YouTube in a minute. A lot of stuff's been going on, so kind of want to use today as an opportunity to go over a couple of the trades that I took today, and then to just kind of give an outline of what I've been up to as why I haven't been posting. But I have been going through a renovation in the house, and so we have been without a kitchen, and we've been displaced with contractors in the house, so it's been kind of all over the place the past little bit. I've also been simultaneously working on my new strategy, my new risk management strategy, my new trading strategy, and I will make another video with that, actually specifically outlining it, and that's all I'll do in that video, but I'll do that soon. But right now, it's still very early stages in figuring this out. But essentially, it's kind of fundamental supply and demand trading with kind of a sprinkling in of a little bit of ICT concepts as well. So an interesting one, but I'm still figuring out exactly how that works. But today, I want to keep it simple with my trades. I'm still working off a little bit of the rust on my trades. But I wanted to go over my journal for this month, and not looking great, but I didn't start the new risk management. I didn't start the new system until about halfway through. So it was actually this week that I started it, the week of the 12th. So the week prior, I had taken kind of these larger losses and then smaller wins. And that was, and I was looking at my journal, I was just too frustrated with that. And I was like, I don't have risk management, the reverse. So the idea was this week to kind of start getting my trades aligned with risk management. But, you know, last week ended on 2 losses, and this week started off okay, I guess. But this morning, what I was looking at was the 15-minute time frame and just trying to gauge like where we were headed. And I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame, and that's showing me a pretty significant downtrend. And so what I was looking at going into today was a couple of things. I was looking at these supply and demand levels that have played frequently lately. I have a couple that have played really well. I'm treating these supply and demand zones kind of as support and resistance in a sense. So like if they trade through them, it's still an area that's going to be testable once we play back into it. So in this particular case, this was a demand zone that I had played out, and then I flipped to it being a flipped or a supply zone in that particular case, or resistance. And then I had this demand zone here, which was from February 2nd. So I have them kind of drawn all over the place, and I basically move them as price action moves towards them. I move them out to see if they're actually going to play a role. Today they did, which was interesting, and at least on the 15-minute to kind of get the context from this supply zone and getting a rejection first thing in the morning, and then being able to be respected on this demand zone down here. So it kind of shows that these supply and demand zones, they still work after a while, and this is what I'm trying to build my strategy around, is these supply and demand zones that are pretty easy to chart, where you can see reactions and then basically just bank on the reactions happening again once you play in those areas. So with the 15-minute chart out of the way, I did not play, in hindsight, I should have made this play kind of the pre-market open test into this supply zone, this flip demand zone into a supply zone. It had a couple of confluences here. I liked how it tested VWAP and failed. It was also testing not yesterday's trading, because yesterday was a half trading day, but Friday's low, which is this level here. And I liked its response in this supply zone, failing VWAP, and taking liquidity from Friday's low. All of that together seemed like a pretty decent trade, but I guess I wasn't ready to pull the trigger just yet, just because I'm not huge on taking open trades, but maybe that'll change in the future. All of the selling that was happening, I had a very quick instance of FOMO. I want to be clear, I made money today, but it was not because of good trading necessarily. I would say my risk management has improved because I won 2 and I lost 2 and I'm in the green. So I think that's a positive on the risk management side. But I made 3 bad decisions, or 1 bad decision two incorrect decisions in a proper trade. So this first one was more of just FOMO. The trade was moving without me. I realized shortly afterwards that this was a decent play, and then I wanted to get in because there was so much momentum. I did end up winning here. I got about $192. I've also sized down a little bit as well, so I'm running about half sizing, which is 5 micros right now, instead of my typical one mini contract. So I had this little scalp here really quick, took $192 and got out. And then later, what I was anticipating was, I was actually, from the very beginning, I was anticipating us moving down. And so with that, I was expecting a larger retrace, just because we had such a significant move off of this high up here, which was at 17,723. So just an absolute huge move. And I was actually anticipating more than just this retrace right here, which is what got me stuck into taking these longs. My bias for the day was still short. And so I took these longs. Obviously, it would have been counter trend or counter my bias, but I took these longs in basically expecting a larger retrace, and that was not the case. Again, just bad decisions. My risk was pretty tight on this first one. My risk was $200, and so it stopped me out for a quick 200. I took another trade, basically the exact same trade, trying to replicate the exact same thing, thinking that we were going to be moving up and to a higher retrace. Again, same issue, but I actually got stopped out sooner because I'm running an old Top Step account, and it actually cut me out at like $120 in drawdown. So that actually canceled my, or I failed that account. So I think my total losses in here, and my total losses for today came out to be like $320. And this over here, the $190 was a win. And so my losses here were still pretty small. I had a moment of clarity and awareness right after that second one. I said, what are you doing? I zoomed out, went back to the 15-minute, went back to the hourly, kind of reoriented myself and remembered you're not guaranteed retracements in a downtrending market. Same thing with an uptrending market. You're not guaranteed retracements, and they can go wherever they deem necessary and then continue going down. So I stopped being dumb, and I realized, like, we are in a down market. The better play is just to go with the trend. So finally made that clear to myself. This is where the risk management thing that I've been working on comes into place. So I have set strict 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. My risk, I'm risking $200 a trade right now, and my target is at $400 a trade. So clean $400 on a take profit. So I entered essentially right after I got stopped out because I don't know what I was thinking, but it ended up being the right move. And then I cleared $400, but not a pretty day overall. I think I ended up making like $266, I think, from my P&L. But I guess today could be a couple of things. Number one, obviously the FOMO in the beginning, the two trades in the middle where I should not have been expecting a larger retrace in a bearish market. And then the fourth and final trade, which I believe it was okay. I mean, nothing fancy, but I guess was more of a testament to risk management that I'm trying to work on, which is I want my losers to be 200, and I want my winners to be at least 400. And that, to me, is going to keep me away from these huge losers. I mean, unfortunately, if I lose several at 200, 200, 200, and my risk management is going to keep me out of having too many losers. But at the end of the day, I want my winners to be larger and my losers to be smaller. So I'm going to be, again, working on this risk management, working on this strategy, and hopefully I'll have something for you guys when I get back into the swing of things, when the kitchen renovation's done and I can kind of focus on trading again. But this is kind of a video of me getting back into the swing of things and just updating you guys on where I'm at. I'm exclusively trading Top Step right now. I have a couple of funded accounts still with Apex, but since I'm changing and refining my strategy and my risk management, I'm not ready to put the risk on for my funded accounts yet. So I'm going to kind of leave them sitting until I'm able and feel more comfortable in kind of my risk management and my strategy to take that over to my funded accounts. So that's all I have for you today. I'm hoping to be back on YouTube, posting more and getting back into the business of trading and learning how to do this thing. So I appreciate you guys. If you're still here, I love you guys so much. Appreciate a subscribe if you like this stuff. Appreciate a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.